Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Behind the Shades. It's your host, me, Terraine. The same host for some time now and forever your host. But one thing I want to talk about today was very interesting. I came from a live, and this person shared the different ways that we can celebrate ourselves through the joys, through the sorrows, and making sure that that we find the gift in both. So I know it's easy to find the gift in joy, right? Like when something feels really good, you're like, okay, this is going to build me up. I can do more tomorrow. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And then I'm looking forward to next week, next month, and next year. But then we talked about what about the sorrows? What about the plateaus in your life, right? Because it's not peaks and valleys, ladies and gentlemen, it's peaks and plateaus. What if you're suffering hardship? What if your life is continuously in a state of chaos, in a state of flux? What if you don't know if tomorrow is going to be any better than today, so you don't want to see tomorrow? Can you truly find something that is going to make you want to see tomorrow, next week, next month, and next year? That is what we discussed. I know for me, there's a time where I wanted to do so much and I had a singular purpose in my life. And all my accomplishments was tied to that single one thing. But then as I got older, I began to expand and say, there are levels to this. I can find success in many different ways. It just doesn't have to be this one way. And many times that one way is somewhat rigid. That one way becomes a prison because we work, but we don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's like a rocking chair, right? It gives you something to do, but you don't really go anywhere. It's just keeping you busy doing something that really has no long-term benefits to you unless you figure something else out. So one of the highlights was understanding how much of a role that each of us play in the events in our life, good, bad, or indifferent, or good, bad, or otherwise, and what we can do to change the course of our lives. You see, we give ourselves very little credit, ladies and gentlemen. We are more powerful than we think we are. We're more valuable than we think we are. And we are more determined than we think we are. But the first step, what is the first step, Terraine? The first step is understanding what you want and the type of person that you have to become to get what you want. If you're the type of person to sit back, cross your arms, and say, nope, I'm going to sit here wah, like a 2-year-old and expect everyone to deliver you the toys of the world, you're going to be waiting a long time because just like at the daycare, you're going to see all the other people playing with the toys and you're going to want to join in, but you're going to be waiting a very long time if you think someone's going to come up to you and give you what they have. You need to figure out how you're going to go out there and create the type of life that you want. Instead of being the architect of your anger, instead of being the designer of your destruction, rebuild, rebrand, and reposition yourself. If you want to be successful and get married, you can. Just work at it. If you want to get that new job that you've been looked over for, you can. Just be a better employee. You see, we all need a form of training. And that training could be on an emotional level, spiritual level, verbal level, physical level, or mental level. Don't be so arrogant to think that you know everything that you need to do in this life and you can do everything alone. You can't. We all need a support system. We all need at least one other person other than ourselves to go out there and become what we think we can. You see, there's a saying that if you want to design your own reality, first it starts with a dream. And that dream put on paper is a goal, and that goal written down is a plan, and then the execution becomes your reality. That is what you have to do. If you want something really bad, stand in front of the mirror Have an honest conversation and ask yourself, what is it that you like about you? What is it that you don't like about you? Now, here's the hardest part. What are you going to do about it?